Hey guys, welcome to the next installment where we're starting engineering as a profession. So, we went over ethics in a previous video, but in this one, a quick recap is that ethics are your guidelines for behavior. So, it's a set of rules, thought process, and morals that help you make decisions in the best manner for the safety and well-being of your customers, employees, and the world. Professional codes of evidence, help engineers maintain that public trust. So, you trust that when you go into a building, it's not going to fall down on you because you trust that engineers have been following ethics and that the building is going to be sound. It keeps that competence and that expertise because if you're following all of the ethical guidelines that have been laid out before you based on previous knowledge, um, you have the confidence that what you're doing and what you're designing should be continuing to work and should be safe for everybody else. So, as an engineer, everything that you do will have an impact. Some of these impacts will be personal impacts. Some of these impacts will impact the entire society. Some of these impacts will change um, how money works. And some impacts are on the environment. And these impacts could be either positive, negative, as we see in the picture to the right. And there's a risk analysis in everything um, that kind of crosses that border of what you will feel is ethical, but you have to take a risk analysis on everything. And I'll go into more detail on why I said that in a moment. So, personal impacts. Those impacts affect individuals. So, these engineered products, vehicles, communication devices, medications. So, personal impacts, looking at the phone that he has in his hand. Um, and because of the pandemic, many people are able to right now go to school from their phone. We were able to continue to stay in contact. Um, the phone has allowed people to build businesses, um, stay in communication with people they normally would not have been able to do because of the smartphone, should I say. One of the negative impacts of that has been um, cyberbullying as well as just the social and the social stress that a lot of teenagers face. Basically, what they call keeping up with the Joneses. So looking at how other people are living, and people start going to depression because of what's happening on social media. So those are some of the personal impacts of the smartphone. Societal impacts. So, as an engineer, some of the things that you will be doing will have an impact on society as a whole. Again, we've already gone over communication. But told you in a previous video, looking on this with the water purification, and how Bill Gates was working with companies to be able to turn human urine and be able to clean it in such a way that it could be used for drinking water. Other societal impacts are housing. So right now they're doing tiny housing. We'll be learning how to do 3D modeling and 3D printing in the classroom when we come back to the class. But there's also companies right now that are looking at how can you 3D print an entire home. So that will have a great impact on being able to quickly build homes for people who are in situations where um, you need a smaller structure. So that might actually help with homelessness throughout the world. So economic impacts. Again, we're talking about finances. So there's an app now called the Robinhood. Robinhood was created, of course, it's an app, so it's created by computer scientists. Um, but it's allowing people that normally were not able to afford to invest in the stock market to start making trades and invest in the stock market. And when I say not able to invest, I'm talking about the fact that Robinhood doesn't have any fees for buying and selling the stock. So even the low end, there are some companies out there where just to buy a stock it costs you $10 just for the right to be able to make that purchase. So right then and there, if you're buying a stock for $20, it costs you $30 just to buy that stock. So that stock has to go up just for you to recoup not only the $20 that you invested, but also the $10 it cost you to purchase it. So Robinhood is a financial system. They have another way that they're making money where they're not charging you that $10. So that's an economic impact. Job creation. Again, when we're talking about any kind of technological advances, it creates jobs. YouTube, that this video is on, it's created the whole influencer um, niche where people are making money by teaching things on YouTube, showing their lifestyle, showing their travel. Um, People are using. I'm gonna stick with YouTube for a second. Uh, People are making money showing people how to run ads on YouTube. There are people that have gotten jobs where you look at the thumbnails that are on YouTube. There are people like on Fiverr who are paid to actually create those thumbnails, so graphic designers. So that entire ecosystem allows people to it's creating jobs and creating money. Even right now, I have a special mic that I use so that you hear me more clearer than the normal mic that comes with the laptop. Even that, the fact that I bought this mic is creating jobs and for that business that manufactures these mics. Environmental impact. So this is when you're talking about how the things that you're doing are affecting the entire world. So the easiest one that you see in the picture is small cars. So when you're talking about that carbon footprint, it's everything that you're using, everything you're building. How is it affecting the world? Land use. Part of the problem with a couple of years ago with Harvey was not just the extreme waterfall that we got, but it goes back to the civil engineering principles that we talked about, where back when it was just grass, all the grass was soaking up the water. But as we build our Houston and build more and more concrete areas, that water has less places to get soaked up, and that causes the flooding and damaging the houses and taking away the homes of animals that are all part of our ecosystem. So all of that plays a part in the environmental impacts of the decisions that engineers have to make. So that is the end of the discussion for today. So at this time, make sure that you log into Schoology, you answer the attendance question, and complete the assignment that's posted that's in relation to impacts.